Hi everyone, welcome to your June Alchemy Scope. I'm filming this on the Taurus new moon on May 17th. Here in the US, the new moon happens in a few hours, and it's happening on the 18th in Europe. It feels really good to film these on the new moon because this is the start of our new cycle. This is why I do these scopes. So it's the new moon, new month. And it's just richly imbued with the energies of the cycle itself. So I'm doing the card spreads today, and I'm doing this introduction today as well. So a couple quick logistical things before we get going. One is I want to sincerely thank those of you who have provided feedback and comments and emailed me personally, and new clients that have come forward. And I also want to really thank those of you who have donated. It's so appreciated, and it's so needed too. So I just really send you deep gratitude for that. It does not go unnoticed. It is so wonderful and so deeply appreciated. So thank you for those of you who have donated. These are time intensive to actually produce, so but I'm so thrilled to do it. So I love creating these, and I love having the support to actually continue doing them, which is great. And I want to send a special thank you out to Eileen Wilkinson, who sent me the most amazing little angel in the mail. And it came at the most opportune time. So thank you, Eileen. You and I are in contact, as you know. So the other announcement I have is that I have started a Patreon campaign, and this is an ongoing campaign. I'm really excited about this actually, because what it's doing is, for those who are interested in contributing on a monthly basis, whether it be $2 a month, $11 a month, $22 a month, or $55 a month, there are different benefits that you get, different additional treats, I suppose, different educational tools, additional pieces, additional videos that you'll get depending on which level you wish to support me at. And at the $55 a month level, for those interested on having kind of a continual touch base, I'm offering, in addition to the other list of goodies that you'll get, is a free 30-minute Skype session with me every month. And for those, of course, we can tune into your current astrological transits that are at play. We can talk about your solar return. We can talk about your soul print. We can talk, if you've had the archetypal profile done, we can dive into your archetypes deeper. We can also, if you've not had it done, we can actually start to identify your archetypes, and we can go there. So, and that would be every month, a free 30-minute Skype session with me, in addition to these other benefits. So I'm going to add a link either up here on the video or down below, or both. So if you'd like to learn more, please tune in and share. I'm excited because I think this could lead to deeper investigations, a deeper portal of investigation between me and the viewers. And there's going to be like Q&A, and there's going to be some other pieces. There's also going to be a mid-month Alchemy Scope coming up for those who are patrons at a certain monetary amount. So you can read the details below. And one more thing before we get started. Many people, as you probably know, because you've likely asked this yourself, a lot of people ask about which sign is optimal for me to watch: sun, ascendant, moon. And I will tell you that it's very clear to me, for those of you who are serious about your soul's growth, serious about your spiritual evolution, who have been working on it for a while, you will find that your ascendant sign, as it is for your astrological scopes, because when you tune into your astrological scopes throughout YouTube and beyond, you want to tune into the house that's affected by the planetary relationships that are at play. But in addition, the alchemy scopes are like that too, in that when you tune into your ascendant sign, your ascendant is your perspective on life. It's the horizon line, so it's your viewpoint of life. It's your perspective. And we are moving through this incredible time of deep personal shifts, deep collective shifts. Our perspectives are shifting radically. So it is the ascendant sign that is going to guide you most accurately for the month. Now, if you're somebody who is new to the soul evolutionary journey, who is really new to it and hasn't been doing a lot of work on themselves, you probably will resonate most with your sun sign. So you want to still tap into your sun sign. I mean, I still review my sun sign, but I have to tell you that in the last couple of years, I've resonated less and less and less with my sun sign and much more with my ascendant sign. Now, the other key is your north node. So if you do not know where your north node is located, what sign your north node is located in, find out. And in my online library, you can find out which sign your north node is in. There's a birth chart at the bottom of the online library where you access the Dakinis, the meanings of the Dakinis. So at the bottom of that page, there's a birth chart calculator. You want to tune into your north node because the north node is your soul's evolutionary journey. So more and more and more, just like your ascendant and your perspective that's evolving and maturing and growing and transmutating, so is your soul through the north node sign, see? So ascendant and north node, I would say, are your key scopes to look at. You still want to tune into your sun sign to see what the flavor is there. I have found for me that the sun sign is almost more of a sub-story that's playing out, and you might find the same thing. So it just depends. It depends on your beautiful, brilliant, unique constellation of self that is your natal chart and where the weight of impact is in that chart. So it's going to be different for everyone. You need to tune into that a little bit. And if you'd like a session with me, we can talk about that as well. But your ascendant and your north node, you really do want to tune into those, especially if you're serious about your evolution, about your growth, about your clarity, about your maturity. So that's all the announcements I had. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. So let's talk about the Sabian symbol, the symbology that's imbued with this beautiful Taurus new moon that's happening in a couple of hours. It is happening at 26 degrees 55 minutes. And the Sabian symbol is an old Indian woman selling the artifacts of her tribe to passersby. There are many beautiful aspects to this symbol. One, it's a woman, the feminine. Next, it's an old woman, wise woman, mature woman. Next, it's an Indian woman, indigenous knowing, indigenous wisdom, whole knowing, connection to nature. Then it is this wise, mature, indigenous woman selling these artifacts, these creative formed elements from this indigenous tribe of wise, connected to nature information that is now being disseminated to passersby. There's something quite beautiful about that. So I'll let that sit with you a little bit, let it marinate with you a little bit. And so let's move on to the individual scopes. That symbology, as you know, talks about the macro cycle on the collective scale, because all of us are sharing that particular symbology that's imbued with this new moon. So that's on the macro cycle. So let's look at the different levels through this 6-point alchemy scope, what is likely to be unfolding for you this month. Hi Gemini. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward to reflect the microcycle specific to Geminis over the course of this next 30 days. You received number 30, clinging like fire. Now, when we talk about the I Ching hexagram, we're talking about a stack of 6 lines. There's a lower stack of 3 and an upper stack of 3. The lower stack of 3 is called a trigram, the upper stack a trigram. Together they make your hexagram. So the 2 trigrams are fire above, fire below. So this stack is all fire. So I'm going to read here again using the visionary I Ching. There is a possibility in the future I'm going to be interpreting the I Ching via a different method, but for now we're still using the visionary I Ching. Flames cling to their source of fuel in order to keep the fire burning. Likewise, in the human world, everything that radiates light or love is dependent upon something else. Through these dependencies, we discover that everything is related, each thing to the other. Awareness of your own dependency on others is the key that unlocks the door to your true place in the world. No one is an island. Fire is also a symbol of liberation, crackling little molecules flying away from home. Paradoxically, by clinging to what is right and proper, we gain inner freedom. Given perseverance on your part, this reading indicates success. In spite of challenges, cling to what is luminous in yourself, in others, and in life itself, never forsaking your belief in what is right. When events seem foreboding or people seem oppressive, remember the good that has been and has yet to be. Holding to this idea is to cling to the power of the light, the force that enables inner darkness to be illuminated. Hi Gemini, welcome to your June 2015 Alchemy Scope. I am here on a very cozy, overcast day. It's May 17th. It's the day of the new moon. It happens later this evening, and it happens on the 18th in Europe. I love doing these on the new moon because this is the start of the new monthly cycle, which is what this is referring to. Now, this is a theme that may likely be coming forward for the majority of Geminis this month. And then, as I did last month, I went ahead, I'm using my Druidcraft deck here, and I pulled one major arcana card for each of the weeks over the course of this cycle so that we can kind of see what may likely be unfolding, what theme might likely be pulling out in the microcycles of the weeks. So let's take a look. So the main theme for at least the majority of Gemini-centric people out there is going to be about improving yourself. This is about becoming better. Now, in a very specific way, there seems to be something coming up on a desire level. You might, oh, sorry about that, Gemini. Let's see. So you might have something coming up where you have desire sprouting, sexual desire for a friend. It might be somebody that you meet, or it could be somebody that you know. It's not necessarily going to be Lucy and Desi, but but it's somebody that you might already know well in your group of friends. Let's look at the emotional sector. So there is going to be something coming up for you about your own beliefs. So the Querent card is you. There is going to be something coming up regarding the beliefs that you hold that create your emotional self, like how you express yourself outwardly to the world. And we teach by example, by our way of being in the world. And you also might be a teacher in some sort, but there is going to be something about your beliefs on a deeper level that are going to be coming into play. You want to improve them. So emotionally, you're going to have some belief set that's driving how you come across to people on an emotional level. And you're going to want to improve it, how you are this month. So who you're being, you're going to want to improve it. It's going to have to do with this desire for a friend. So there's something coming up regarding, and by the way, the desire could be not just for a human friend, like a person, but it could be for something that you are attracted to. So it could be desire to actually bring something into fruition. It could be a creative project. It is most defined, in a defined way, referring to a person, but it could be other things too. So there's going to be some fear coming up in your memory sector with regards to lack of support. So you're going to have some thoughts come up that are bringing up fear, that's driving your emotional sector here, about support or lack thereof. And it's going to come up with regard to this friend. So this is going to drive you to want to essentially learn and improve yourself. So let's take a look at the weeks. So I already pulled these, or I already shuffled them. So look at this. So this is the Lover's card for the first week, and the first week of the month is starting tomorrow, essentially. So right after this new moon, we catapult right into this new monthly cycle. Something with regard to a lover, and the Lover's card, by the way, also has to do with right choice. But for this particular spread for you, especially with the desire of a friend coming up, the Lover's card, it does look like something's going to come up here at the end of May with regard to a lover. So that's going to drive your that's going to drive your theme for the month. Okay, so in the second spot is the Lord, which is the Emperor card, and this is the fourth card. It is about form and manifestation, but as I just said in a previous scope, this is too with regard to the raw materials, which is what I refer to. It's the nobility of the mind. It's the noble use of the mind. How we utilize the mind with regard to experience. So it is the ennobling of the mind, the noble use of the mind, the graceful use of the mind. It's reversed in the second week, and that means that there's going to be some stress, a little off balance with thoughts. It's going to be a lack of highest use of your mind. So that's where the fear is likely to be coming up. Then in the third week, attachment arises. Cernunnos in the Druidcraft is, of course, the Devil's card, and of course here we have the Lovers at the bottom, attached to the Devil in a way of our own making. You know, the chains can be easily removed and freedom can be had, but the Devil is and it's in the spiritual sector, in the bottom spiritual sector. It's the first of the cycle of 7 in our spiritual sector. It is the matrix of our spiritual growth. The Devil is the issue that causes it's the impetus that causes our spiritual growth. And indeed, here we have attachment showing up. So the first week is the Lover. The second week is the Lord reversed. I'm going to reverse that. So there's some fear and stuff that comes up. Third week, there's going to be attachment. So you're going to feel there again. This is a general spread, a general reading. So this is not going to apply to all Geminis, but there is a cycle that's coming forward, and this particular cycle is showing indeed there's going to be some attachment, most likely to this Lover that's showing up. Now, in the fourth week, there is going to be a transformation that comes upon us, or comes upon Geminis. And this is the Death card. This is about our physical reality. It's about 3D reality. It's about our physical body. It's about our energy body. It's about physical reality. There is going to be some transmutation that does occur in the fourth week. And it could be that, you know, fear upwells in the mind about this desire for the friend or whatnot, and sorry about that, and it could be that at the end of the month there's some transmutation that indeed does occur. Maybe fear drives a shift in this particular relationship, and it could be that the transmutation, by the way, changes the friend to a lover, right? But it does look like the issue of the Lover is going to arise in that first week. What happens at the end of that week is going to be your choice, your free will choice. But it is going to be interesting. You do want to just, you know, take heed that there's going to be some emotional beliefs that you have that are going to be coming up. And it seems to have to do with your spiritual reality. Right? So your spiritual beliefs and how they come across to people in a way that is healthy or in a way that's not healthy that you want to improve. it's very interesting. It's an interesting spread. I'll be curious to hear from some of you to see how this is unfolding for you this month. So let's take a look. By the way, I just want to make a note that the candle was lit and the wind kept blowing it out. And the reason why I'm keeping the candle in the shot is because it's acting as a spiritual candle for us. And I feel very strongly, it's a very strong energy right now today. The spiritual candle is indeed lit. So thus the allowing of the wind to blow out the candle and just leave it there for us in an immaterial flame. So let's see which ascended master has specific guidance for Gemini. Wow. Okay, peace offering comes up. This was coming up quite a bit for Cancer for a while. It's come up for several signs, I have to say. White Buffalo Calf Woman Peace Offering. This is about, I'm not going to read Doreen's card. This is, of course, Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters deck. White Buffalo Calf Woman is about peace being had within you toward another, from another toward you. So it could be that you are the one that needs to issue your own peace offering within yourself and within your relationship to another. It could be that another person, you might find that during this monthly cycle, that there could be some peace offering that comes up. It could be with regard to this friend. It could be with regard to something else. I definitely think, though, if we're talking about this particular theme, with fear coming up about memories of support or lack of support, it could be that you come to peace within yourself around what you thought. You're going to get clear, for example, on the memories at hand. So it could be that you come to peace on your own regarding past relationships and what they really taught and represented and brought forward. So peace is the guidance. It is the Ascended Master that's bringing the particular message, the particular guidance. If you are aware of something within yourself that needs to be put to peace, to be assimilated in a way of peace and grace and understanding of the bigger picture, then that's what's calling. And you're going to know what it is. Those of you watching this, there's not any human being out there that doesn't have some deep, whole, full, authentic forgiveness to do to themselves, for themselves, or to or for another. So let's see what's coming up here. Beautiful. Gemini. So this is the archetype. This is Carolyn Mrs. deck. Let me read it first and I'll show it to you. This is the archetypal quality set that wants to be matured within you this month. The lower frequency is an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. This is about your belief system on an emotional level and how you come across and wanting to improve it. That's very much tied into that. The higher frequency manifestation of child divine is innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggests a special connection with the divine. It is beautiful that the belief and divination card came up there. Child divine. So this is about really reconnecting with your true, authentic spiritual beliefs and having that teach you and work for you. Having your beliefs on a spiritual level teach you and work for you for your improved state of being. Very beautiful. And this is going to tie into this friend that's a lover, or the friend that you want to become a lover, something to that effect. There's going to be some tie-in there. Really beautiful. Great. So Gemini, let's go ahead and see what else we have for you this month. As we move to the final component, Gemini, of your alchemy scope, we come to the Dakini goddess that is coming forward to reflect the embodiment for you during this next cycle. And this particular embodiment comes to reflect what would optimally serve us during this cycle, what would optimally provide least effort and flow. You received number 41, Erotica. And again, I'm reading here from Penny Slinger 64 Dakini Oracle. And I'm going to read portions here, just brief segments. And then if you'd like to dive deeper, the full PDF document is in our online library, and the link to that is below the video. She ignites the fire of passion and makes the watery juices flow in the earthly temple. Erotica is as old as life itself, newly birthed for our modern times. She embodies the collective archetypes of erotic seduction and carries the energies of our collective fantasies. She is the Dakini who magnetically attracts through her sexuality, arousing the desires of the aspirant. In her inner sanctum, she abides as the goddess of Tantra, who reveals how sexual energy can open portals to enlightenment. Erotica is the Dakini who brings realization to her devotees through her role as sex initiatrix. Her essence is the cosmic yoni, vagina, the source of all being, all embodiment. And I'm going to read a couple other pieces here. Erotica offers us the streetcar named Desire. Her realm is a journey through an interdimensional, exotic red light district. This is a fantasy street in any city in the world, a holographic insert where the ladies of the ever twilight display their array of allurements. If you have received erotica, you are blessed with an opening in the area of sexuality. Erotica offers you sexual empowerment and liberation. She washes away all guilt and shame with the transmission of her pure erotic energy. You have entered the guilt-free zone. If you are a man, she is the object of your desire. If you are a woman, she is yourself. Your own inner desires manifest. Your erotic creativity come out to play. Erotica shows herself to you to stimulate your sexual center, to arouse feelings and desires within you. But what will you do with those feelings? The object of pornography is to titillate, arouse, the desired result being orgasm and ejaculation. But how deeply satisfying is this knee-jerk reaction? Yes, a fleeting moment of pleasure, of release, a rush of endorphins, but deeply satisfying? Erotica asks you to look again. Experience where erotic energy fuels the opening of vision fields, in where the body and mind are bathed in feelings of exquisite delight. She wants you to explore these deep and sensual places that lead to orgasms of the very soul.